Take your life back.
Hey, how you going? Can I give you one of these? I'm just trying to clean the streets up on drugs and alcohol. If you know anyone that has issues, I do it for free of charge. I give them counseling. Do you do drugs and alcohol, or you're okay?
I drink a beer once in a while.
Well, that's good. I mean, you know what? As long as you know how to do it, like you can control. Like me, I'm an alcoholic. For years, I was drinking 10, 15 shots of vodka every day. That's bad. But if you can control it,
I'll let somebody know.
right? And my phone number is right there.
All right.
So have them just give me a call, okay? Thanks, sir. Take care. How you doing today? Can I give you one of these? I'm trying to clean the streets up for drugs and alcohol. If you know anybody, including yourself, I'm an addiction recovery coach. I do it for free. What I do is just tell people the best way to recover from drugs and alcohol.
You're going to have a hard time this time cleaning it up.
Well, we're trying. We've been doing it for years, and it's not getting us places. But even if we get one person out of that whole time, it's better than nothing, right?
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Well, you guys heard what he said. I'm going to have a hard time here cleaning up the streets. Well, we're going to try our best, aren't we? We really are. Lots of children, young people here. Hey, how you doing? Can I give you one of these? I'm trying to clean the streets up for drugs and alcohol, if you know anyone. I know, it's tough, right? It is tough. See, I'm an alcoholic. I've been sober for a couple of years now. I used to walk from that liquor shop to a pagoda, do 10, 15 shots. And since then I went to college, became an addiction recovery coach. So I'm trying to help other people for free on recovering. I don't know if you do drugs or alcohol.
I do. I smoke weed, man.
Yeah, well, so did President Clinton, but he didn't inhale, right?
I'm trying to quit. I think about going to a 20-day program.
Like an inpatient?
Yeah, but I'm just waiting for my job. I have to be there for 90 days, my probationary period.
Well, I can get you in for free into a program. There's a phone number on there. Just call me right there, but check my websites out first. But the state, New York State, has free programs for people that qualify for inpatient or outpatient.
All right.
But they're all here. I'm an addiction recovery coach. I'm trying to clean the streets up. I used to be a really bad alcoholic. So my way of paying back society is by helping other people. And I used to live on Pagoda here since I moved. And I used to do 10, 15 shots walking from that liquor shop to my house a day. And just trying to...
Some people are still drinking.
I know, it's terrible.
Recovery still drinking.
Well, you know what? Honestly, I relapsed 6, 7 times until you hit rock bottom.
Yeah.
Because you know what? You can think you hit rock bottom, but I also tell people you need to include 2 things.
You're right, though.
Yeah,
you're right.
but you have to do 2 things. You have to stop denying you have a problem, but you also have to reach to your higher power.
Yeah.
Because without God, you can have God without addiction, but you can't have addiction without God. You need to have both. And I've been there, so I know. So as pro bono, what I do is I go out and I try to help people every Sunday between 11 and 12. I'm walking the streets.
That ain't bad.
So if you know anybody and you go on there, give me a call. I can get you in the program for free.
Thank you.
But it will be a 10 or a 20-day inpatient.
All right.
Call me, okay? And if I don't answer the phone right away, just leave me a message with your, and if you don't want to leave your phone number, because I do know, I used to be a closet drinker. I didn't want anybody knowing my business. I didn't.
Yeah.
Just all you have to do is throw me an email or whatever, and we can do the texting or whatever. It don't matter. I don't need to know who you are. What I need to know is to make sure that you're okay. That's all. All right? All right. My name is Ralf. Take care. Take care. Nice meeting you, okay? Oh, let me give you my business card, too. Here, I forgot. You want one, too, man?
Yes.
There you go. You can reach me there.
Thank you.
I think the business card says it all. Help. Because that's what we all need when we have addiction, right? All right, take care. Don't inhale the weed, man. Be like President Clinton. Then it's okay. How you doing? Can I give you one of these? I'm trying to clean the streets for drug and alcohol. If you know anybody has an addiction, including yourself, I can do it for free if you want to go into a program or something. Just call right there. Okay? All righty. How you doing today? Good. Hey guys. Good. I haven't seen you since last week. I gave you one already, but I'll give you.
Yes.
You want my? Did I give you my business card? Hey guys. I'm here trying to help people with drugs and alcohol to beat it. If you know anyone, I do it pro bono. There's no charge involved. I can get you in the inpatient without any insurance. If you want to check yourself in, but like I always tell people, don't do it unless you're, ready to stop denying you have it. Yeah, because I mean, like myself.
Anything about the programs for like DVs?
What, as an alternative to jail?
No, like if you added the previous DV, you have to do a program.
Yeah.
So you can get your license back.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly. Well, yeah. If you see right here, there's email address right on there. Just email me your email address so I can send you the information because I don't know you, but you have my information. Contact me. Right, then I'll email you all the information.
My wife has the email. I'll have her do it.
Oh, you don't do email? Sometimes you're better off without
I don't do
computers.
the computer thing, really.
Exactly.
I do Google, that's it. I know how to Google.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I need to know how long I have to go for it.
Mine 28 days. I went inpatient for 28 days.
And make sure, right? Make sure you don't show up drunk or anything, right? Make sure you don't show up drunk or anything.
You can do outpatient too. You can just go attend classes and stuff.
No, it's
I'm the king of DWIs. I know all about that shit. That's like, if you had a 4 to 6 month course, you take it, you just go to night, you lab, you get that certificate.
Go through it, okay?
I
started to feel they had me 9 to 12. 5 days a week.
I can't work.
That's tough. Well, let me go.
That's not my problem.
Yeah, thanks.
You know what? I'll see you later.
Yeah, exactly. You're welcome, sir.
I have 4 kids, man. I need money for my kids.
No, of course. You got the priorities that have to be set,
I mean, I'm an alcoholic. I don't drink and get drunk.
I do. I did. Not anymore, but I did. That was my goal. When I lived in Pagoda before I moved to the Hamptons, I used to walk from that liquor shop to my house in Pagoda, and no lie, between that walk, do 15 shots of vodka. Just take my shots and throw them in the bushes, thinking nobody in my house would even notice. Everybody knew I was drunk. 15 shots, come on.
I'm an alcoholic also, but I gave up liquor almost 20 years ago.
Did you?
Just a beer drinker.
Okay.
And I used to drink to get drunk. I don't anymore. I just drink to maintain.
Well, see,
I know
if you
it is what it is. I've been through
No.
everything.
I'm totally on a different page. You don't understand. I've tried AA. I've tried AA. They have the 12 steps, but if you go on my website, I have 16 alternative steps. But here's what I'm telling you. It's okay. It's okay for you to drink. I'm telling you that. As long as you can control it. Because even in the Bible, God was drinking wine. Jesus was drinking. Right. So I'm not going to be a hypocrite and tell you shouldn't. It's all about controlling. It's all about control. If you have a drug habit, you have could be pornography, whatever. As long as you control what you do. But if you're like me, I'm out of control. I need to drink to get drunk. So that's why I need help. But if you could just drink and just be sociable about it, there's nothing wrong with it. I'm not going to lie to you.
I can go to work every morning.
Yeah. Listen, guys, there was a guy I interviewed here, must have been, I don't know, about 3 weeks ago. And he was drinking about $300 on a Saturday and a Sunday. And every week since then, I come down, he's down to $50 a weekend. Because what I told him is exactly what I just told you. It's okay to drink, just drink in moderation. That's all it really is.
$300, you're going to all the bars.
Yeah, Broadway.
Yeah, well, let's do a bar.
Yeah.
It's expensive.
But my point here is he's getting better because too many people tell you either drink or you don't drink. No, there's a happy medium. There is a happy medium.
I believe that. I ain't an AA coach.
There is no happy medium between living and murdering. There is no happy. But when it comes to drinking, I'm not saying do drugs. I'm saying, but drinking, that part.
Drugs I don't do. I gave them up years
that
ago.
part is okay.
My only vice is beer and cigarettes. Give me a few beers, bullshit with the guys, hanging out, have a good day.
Here's a perfect example. Exactly. Here's a perfect example. My brother's a missionary. And he's a born-again Christian, but when he comes to the house, he'll still have a beer. It's okay to drink, but just do it in moderation. Don't drink to get drunk. Don't.
Be sociable.
Exactly. Well, see, I have I had to learn how to live without anything. It's either too much or nothing. There is no in between. That's how I have to live. That's right.
They say one is
One is not enough.
That's right.
Too many. My father always said, Mr. Soul, a man should know his limitations.
That's you're right.
And if you don't know your limitations,
You're right.
you know you start drinking and you know you're going to be
That's
a complete freaking maniac.
That's
then
right.
don't drink.
That's right.
But if you can drink and maintain and bullshit and meet friends and have a nice day,
Yeah.
then it's okay. But you gotta know your limitations.
That's right.
That's why I gave up liquor. I was blacked out, weekends blacked out. I went to Arizona and back 6 days. Don't remember anything.
Right.
I swear to God, tequila.
How many people do you know that has had that story? Not even, yeah. No,
I got a guy.
not even knowing how you got home.
I got a guy who drove an
in my car. I don't even remember how I got there.
Listen, I got a guy who drove an 18-wheel tractor trailer to Houston and back.
And doesn't
All he
remember.
remembers was buying 3 quarts of Johnny Walker Red. He doesn't remember the fucking trip. He doesn't know if he ran cars off the road, if he ran somebody over, and he's sober now 10 years.
Wow, good for him.
But he was blacked out in a fucking 18-wheel monster truck
Wow.
with bottles of scotch. Are you crazy? He was like, that was it for him. He had an
Wow.
awakening, man. He was like,
You know, stories like that and the story about you saying,
Scary.
like, thank God you survived, and you now can actually tell other people about these stories. Because I tell you what, he would have remembered if a cop would have pulled him over.
That's right.
He would have
Or
remembered
got
that.
sober in jail.
He would have
Then
remembered that.
remembered.
That he would
Look,
have.
I had 6 DWIs. I finally graduated to a felony DWI, and I did a year in Riverhead.
Wow.
And that was my awakening.
Yeah.
That was my awakening, and that was in 2007. And I haven't drank like
Wow.
that since 2007, ever.
And now that don't they have that Dewey trailer thing?
Yeah.
Oh, have they?
I've been in it.
Oh, really? What is it, like a military squad bay type of atmosphere?
It's like with a bunch of beds.
Yeah, so it's like a
only
squad
the,
bay.
Barrack.
Yeah, like a barracks.
Barrack, yeah. They're a bunch of trailers.
Wow.
Put together.
But you know what? I agree.
There's
Not
only
like
30 people in it.
I think it's great that they invented something like that because you're not a hardcore criminal.
And listen,
You're a person that has a disease.
Yeah.
That's really.
And I'm not saying I got 60 WIs to brag, because I'm not proud of it.
No, but your
But
story.
I never got in a car accident. I never hurt anybody. Thank God.
Yeah.
And I always blew .10, .12, .08. I was never 2.8. You know, you hear these crazy numbers. I was just drunk.
Right.
You know? But thank God I never hurt anybody.
Yeah.
And I'll never get behind the wheel of a car again. I can get my license in a couple of months. I don't want it.
Wow.
Because I know I drink.
I
Don't want the responsibility.
have a friend who. Yeah, exactly. Who has a show on Channel 11 in Boise, Idaho that I'm on. All my commercials run on it and all that. And they just did a story, on something like that. But if you'll see my websites. I have about 162 videos on YouTube. If you type in my name, that's on my business card.
They don't come up.
Yeah, and these videos are on different things. It could be anything from child molesting and drugs to DWIs. These videos are all educational videos, and YouTube actually pays me per hit. They give me 15 cents for each person that clicks on it because they're educational. And I do one a day, except for Thursdays and Sundays. One a day, and they're about an hour and a half long. But go on there and take a look at the videos. If you ever want to
access to a computer this week.
if you ever want to be interviewed, whether it's on camera or on audio, get in touch with me, and I'll put you right on YouTube then. A lot of people don't like to show their faces, but audio can't hurt no one.
I can care less.
Me, I'm not ashamed.
I got
I'm not
nightmare
ashamed.
stories.
It is what it is.
I got nightmare stories.
Right. If you ever want to go on video or audio, call me, okay, guys? And you need to email me, so I have your email address, okay? Because you probably don't have it memorized.
No, it's my old lady.
Yeah, so email me. Good seeing you again. Oh, you know what? Pat's son got a bike. Remember last Sunday?
Down on that.
Remember that guy that I walked into Handry Pantry right afterwards, and there was a guy that we knew, and he gave him a ride to his house and gave him a 10-speed, so he can start his job.
Yeah,
So,
I was trying to see if I had one that I could put together.
yeah,
I could put my tires in front.
right. Well,
Whenever I see bikes, kids out, I take them.
right. Well, you know, I mean, it's good that he found it. Just to really touch base on something real quick here. If you notice on both my websites, they start with the word clear. And just so you guys know what clear stands for, I invented this years ago. It stands for Community Lessons Empower Addiction Recovery. It is your lessons, and my lessons as a community. They empower addiction recovery.
That's cool, man.
That's what CLEAR stands for. One is Clear Views.
Say it again.
Clear Views.
No, say what it stands for.
Community Lessons Empower Addiction Recovery. And the other is Clear Reform, because when I coach you, I'm reforming you to be a different person, to transform you. So that's what the CLEAR stands for. Look me up on YouTube.
Yeah, I've gone through it.
Every time you hit, 15 cents in my pocket.
Hey.
Keep hitting away.
All right, so I get 7.5 cents back, right?
That's,
Hey.
I'll tell you that Sunday I don't show up here. I'll tell you to come collect then.
Please.
All right, guys.
Always peace, man.
Yeah, stay in touch with me, guys. I'll see you next Sunday. All right, take care. All right. And I know you work for Pat, too. Oh, okay. All right. I didn't know Pat had parents still alive. Pat? Pat's my mother's age, 74. Pat, the old lady, she's my mom's age. Yeah, but I remember she said that she wanted you to come over and finish a job or something. All right, guys, later. All right. Well, now, folks, you really heard the story. This guy had 6 DWIs, 6. Spent a year in Riverhead Jail. Riverhead is here on Long Island. Just to touch base, I am walking the streets, Mastic Beach, Neighborhood Road. Today is October 12th. We are here talking real people with real stories. Please wait, and we will be interviewing another person shortly. Quite successful with that last interview. CLEAR. Community Lessons Empower Addiction Recovery. It's that simple, folks. Simple. Hey, what's going on? Hi, how you doing? I'll give you one of these here. How you doing today? Good? There you go. It's about drug and alcohol. Okay. If you know anybody that has addiction problem, they can call me for free. I will help them. If you have any issues, just call me. Help. And it's all for free. I can help you, okay?
My Jesus.
You know what? You need to have God when you have addiction. You can't fight addiction without God. You really can't.
Having Jesus, I can't have no
Yeah.
addiction.
But you know what? There are people that have Jesus and that have addiction too. So that's who I'm trying to help. Okay, so if you know anybody, let me just call me, okay? All right. How's your buddy? How's your friend? Better?
He's all right.
Yeah, how are you? You want one of these? Do you have any drug or alcohol issues? Nothing. Good for you. If you know anybody, have them call me. We're trying to clean the streets and the world up. Trying, but it's not getting to trying. But your friend did better.
Yeah.
But after I talked to him, I saw him walking down with a 6-pack. But I said to him, it's okay to drink as long as you don't drink to get drunk. Because even Jesus drank wine. So it's okay to drink some alcohol, but you have to be responsible with it.
Yeah.
Control with anything in life, just like a car. That's right. But your friend went from like one extreme to much. His eyes were good, much better. All right, guys. What's that?
See the one that's sitting up there? There he is.
Yeah, I just spoke to him. Yep. Yeah,
He went over to
60
Andy
WI.
and he got a 12-pack of beer yesterday.
Did he?
And he was sitting there drinking. See, that's
Wow.
what he's doing.
Yeah, I was just 12-pack by himself.
12-pack of beer, all by himself.
That's a lot of beer.
And then he has to walk home.
Your friend is down there with the hat on that was supposed to do work at your house. He's down there.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, in case you needed to talk to him. He's down there.
We're doing the inside work now.
Oh, okay. I see you got your bread, huh?
Oh, yeah.
You have to take that home. You need a bigger bag.
Yeah.
Get a laundry bag for 50 cents.
That's right.
Yeah, and stick it all in there. Carry it that way. Right?
You doing good with them?
Yeah, I am. Well, I don't know how good until people call me.
Because they tell everybody about them. And like I said, they're putting it in the laundromat.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes.
I thank you. Yeah. Yeah.
Our real estate folks.
Which one?
The one right here on the corner. There's
Oh, they did?
for sale sign on it.
Wow.
Yeah.
If you need 50 cents, let me I have quarters in the car.
Oh, God.
All right, for the bag. How you doing? Can I give you one of these? I'm trying to clean the streets up with alcohol and drug abuse. If you know anyone, I used to be an alcoholic and I'm an addiction recovery coach. And for free, I'm willing to help anyone that needs some coaching on how to beat it. Without having to go to AA, I could do that.
Okay.
If you go on YouTube, put in my business card. I do on channel 11 and videos on YouTube on how to improve your life. I'm also a life coach. Go on YouTube with my name, you'll find me.
Do you do school events? School
I do jails, I do DWAs. Yeah. Go check out my videos, see if they're appropriate, and if they are, contact me. And there's no money involved. I'll do whatever it takes to help people for nothing. Okay?
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Can I give you one of these, sir? I'm trying to clean the streets up for alcohol and drug abuse. If you know anybody that needs help, just to give me a call. I'm an addiction recovery coach and I'll do it for free. Just trying to help the community. Okay? Thanks. How are you, sir? Can I give you one of these? I know your hands are full. I'm just trying to clean the streets up for drug and alcohol abuse. If you know anyone, just give me a call. It's free of charge. Thank you. Okay, I'm going to shut this off for now. All right, so I'm back again. Neighborhood Road, Massac Beach, New York, October 12th. Trying to get the real people with the real stories on drug and alcohol abuse, trying to help clean up the streets in Massac Beach. Just explain to somebody what CLEAR and CLEAR Views and CLEAR Reform stands for, Community Lessons of Power, Addiction Recovery, and that is my goal, to help the community. So here we go again. Let's see. Hey, how you doing? Thank you for helping. How you doing? Okay. Here we go. Let's shut this off for a minute. Let's see if I can talk to this one person before I shut this off. Hi, how are you? Can I give you one of these? I'm trying to clean the streets up from alcohol and drug abuse. If you know anybody that has any problems, for free, I will try to help them.
Guess what?
What?
I just got out of have a detox Friday.
Did you? Congratulations. How do you feel?
Very tired, very weak.
Do
Not
you?
on methadone no more.
Well, good. How long was the detox program?
Oh, 5 days.
Wow.
I did like 90% of it home, but
Now, what's your follow-up plan?
go to fitness centers like that.
Good for you. How do you feel? I mean, I know that you're tired,
Like yesterday I was left, but today I'm getting up and walking. Now this is the second time I've walked in the pantry.
Wow.
That's
Are you eating?
beautiful.
You're getting food in you and all that?
That's
Good.
why I can eat.
Right, right.
Yep, I did.
And are you missing the drugs at all, or?
No.
Because I know I'm an alcoholic. I've been sober for a while, but I could go into a liquor shop and that little devil inside me always says, "God, I wish I had one." But I know I can't control myself, so.
You don't go in there.
No, not only that, but I just don't drink.
I got sick in February, and the hospital gave me a blood infection, and then the infection laid in my spine.
Oh.
They gave me methadone. And I have an addictive personality, I guess. So
Yeah, I know. Well,
I got off of it.
and
It took a hard time to get off. Boy,
but
it's in my bones.
and the program helps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
do me a favor on my website. Here, let me give you this. On my that piece of paper, here's my card. Go take a look at my videos. I'm on channel 11 sometimes. But on YouTube, you'll find 163 videos of mine, and it addresses people like you and me daily. Each day I do an hour-and-a-half video that goes live on the internet. But if you go under, that's my coaching. But on this piece of paper, you'll find clear views. And just so you know what the CLEAR stands for, both of my websites, Community, Lessons, Empower, Addiction, Recovery. We as a community need to help each other.
Yeah.
And if you go on there, on this one, you'll see all my videos, or you can just type my name into YouTube or Google, and you'll see all the videos.
That's awesome.
And I do, Sundays I do inspiration videos.
I just watched Ken
Oh, yeah.
But she's like Billy Burton was on about the blood wounds.
Right. Do you find that coming out of detox, you need to include your higher power to help you? Or?
Oh, even before I went in.
Good for you.
Oh, no, I believe in God. I have my personal book of life, God.
Because somebody I just spoke to just said you don't need to have God to beat an addiction. I don't believe that. I think you need to have both.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Oh, my God, you need to know.
Well, if you ever want to contact me for an interview, I can put you on one of my shows. If you ever want, it doesn't have to be with your face. It can just be audio. Thanks. Bye-bye. Another successful one. Still up there from last week. Good. Morning, folks. Can I give you one of these? It's on alcohol and addiction recovery. I'm trying to get people help if they need it in the neighborhood, clean the streets up.
No problem.
Okay, if you know anyone, I mean, unless you don't need it, then.
I really don't.
Okay, I'll take it back. Give it to somebody that might need it. Thanks. Appreciate it.
I could mail it to somebody in South Carolina, maybe, though.
There you go.
I'll do that.
Yeah, and it's free of charge. There's no cost. I'm an addiction recovery coach, but I work for nothing. There you go. Mail them that too. All right, and it's a free phone call. Can't beat that.
Okay.
All right, thanks. Well, too many people claim they don't need help. And I hope to God that is true. However, from my experience, you can actually, a lot of times, tell by a person's demeanor, by a person's eyes, and a person's reaction of any consumption of drugs and alcohol. And I would say probably 80% of the people that say they don't need it really do need it. Problem is that they are not admitting that they need it. And that is called rock bottom. When you admit you need, that is called rock bottom, folks. So until you admit that, you might think you don't need it, but you do. And I always say this, and I'll say it again, that in order to fight and live with addiction, you need to reach out to God. You really have to reach out to God. You have to ask for guidance that direction. Because if you are in the middle of severe addiction and you see your life crumbling around you, you obviously know that you can't control your own life. So that's where you need to reach out to God and ask Him for guidance and direction. I say this all the time. Tonight, when you go to bed, push your slipper, shoes, or sneakers under your bed instead of at the edge of the bed. And then in the morning when you wake up, you need to get on your knees to get those shoes, sneakers, and slippers. And why not then just pray to God, thank God for another day alive. For every breath you take, somebody else is taking their last breath. For every time you open your eyes and close them, maybe somebody's closing for the last time. So do that today. Start today, October 12th, 2014. Make today the best day for the rest of your life. Let me help you take your life back. And you will see that it's 100% better living. Go to www.clearviews, that's CLEARVIEWS.info, and www.clearreform, that's CLEARREFORM, and you will find that between both of my websites there are over 162 videos, And those videos will help you in your daily addiction battle plan. Those videos will include the tools, the action plans, and the higher power. Those videos will teach you from day one all the way to whenever. Those videos will include how to write chapters in your book of life. Your chapter starts at birth and ends at your death. Those videos will include all that. Go to www.clearviews.info. You can go to YouTube and just type in my name, Ralf, that's R-A-L-F, Friedrichs, F-R-I-D-D-R-I-C-H-S. Just type that into the YouTube and you'll see all my videos. Folks, I'm going to wrap this up here on Neighborhood Road, Massac Beach, New York, today, October 12th, 2014. We'll wrap this up for today. And I just want to remind everyone to please include your higher power in whatever you do, whether it's fighting addiction or just being at home around your family. Include your higher power. And I just want to remind everyone to please to have a great Sunday. And more importantly, always have a sober day and a sober week. And God bless everyone. Take care.
Take your life back.
Good morning and welcome to Take Your Life Back. Today, September 4th, it's about 3:30 in the morning. I just want to share with everyone something this morning. I saw a demonstration maybe about a month ago in reference to our dark side and the power of prayer. If you continuously pray over and over and over again, things will eventually become clear. Although that was a lot of times when we pray to God, we don't get answers right away. But if you continuously pray over and over, things become clear. So the demonstration involves this bottle, and if you see, the inside of this bottle is all dark liquid. That represents our dark side. And this cap represents our limitations. So we as a human, which is the bottle, have limitations, which is this cap. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this bottle into the sink and we're going to do a demonstration. So let me put that there. I'm going to turn the camera around so that everybody can see it. And hopefully you folks can all see it now. Okay, so you see the bottle. I'm going to turn the water on. Okay, so now everything inside is dark, which represents our body and our inside. And what I'm going to do, and this clear water represents our prayer. So you see the continuous water running. I'm going to now, as the prayer, as we're praying, I'm going to lift our limitations, which is the cap. And we're going to slowly add our prayer to this. We all go through dark times. I mean, I've had some dark years. I just didn't understand everything that was happening. I'm going to admit it that I'm not a super patient person. I tend to want answers right away and know what's happening and what I can do to solve it. I don't like not being happy and confident about things. It's just not who I am. But when I get down, it takes a lot for me to get back up. If we pray for a sign, which is this, the water is prayer, but just give up because we feel like God's already heard our prayer and He knows what we need, but He hasn't answered. It's kind of like when we were kids in the toy store and we kept asking our mom and dad for toys, but we never got any results. Yeah, it never worked for me either, but you get what I mean. Anyway, that is exactly what's happened to me in the past years. I have prayed and prayed and prayed, but haven't really gotten any results. The answer I thought God would give me, and especially in the time of frame, I thought my problems would be fixed, which was all before 2013. Then in 2013, my cap of limitations was lifted. This is the cap, remember this now, was lifted off the bottle, which is my body. Here is where I will just show you how that worked for me. So basically we all have dark sides, which is what's in the bottle, was in the bottle. We are facing, and we take the limitations off our mind, which was the cap I lifted. Don't limit what He can do, because we have to just trust in the Lord. That sometimes even after we pray and we just give up, and it is often why we get defeated. However, even though nothing has really changed, we just keep praying. That's the prayer, the sign of the prayer, the flowing word. Just keep praying and never ever give up praying. And if we do that and devote ourselves completely to the Lord, He will pull us through. The dark times will go away and we just have to be patient. I know it's hard. Being patient truly is a virtue. But by never ever giving up on prayer, it's going to show you that God will eventually answer all your prayer. And the more we pray, which is this water going into the bottle, one day everything will become clear. You see how clear this is now? That is the power of prayer. Folks, I think that demonstration says it all. If we had a bottle which represents our body, and the bottle, everything was dark on the inside, and the water coming out of the faucet represents the prayer, day after day after day, just keeps adding to the darkness which was in the bottle. Eventually all that prayer has to turn what was dark inside this bottle, which is our body, has to change and become as clear as this water in here. That, folks, is the power of prayer.
Take your life back.
Good afternoon, my name is Ralf Friedrichs, and welcome to Take Your Life Back. Today we're going to talk about the first year in recovery, what to expect from the first year in recovery. This is going to be a really good segment, and this segment coming directly to you from Take Your Life Back. But before we go there, let's say hello to Dr. Luis Gonzalez and give him a shout out at 844-414-8444. You can reach him at www.startingpointmn.com. That's startingpointmn.com. The MN stands for Minnesota, folks. Reach out to him if you need help to go from your addiction to your recovery. He will act as the bridge. He will work with you 24 hours at a time. He will work for you for today and tomorrow. He will never, ever talk about your past. Go to him to get whatever coaching that you need for your addiction. He will, again, walk with you from your addiction to your recovery. He will also, on the other side of his business, turn you into an addiction recovery coach. If you possess passion, personality, and professionalism, and you have some sort of addiction in your background, whether it being your own or from someone else in your family that maybe you have helped, call him at 844-414-8444. You can also go to my websites, which are at www.clearviews.info, CLEARVIEWS.info. Clearviews is for information on addiction and recovery. There are tons and tons of articles written by doctors, psychologists, and psychiatrists. Tons, and I mean tons of videos directed, authored, and produced by myself and my wife, Casey, or otherwise known as Catherine. We call her Casey, but it's Catherine. She is my producer. She helps me come up with the ideas for all my shows. In conjunction with her and myself, we create these videos daily. The only day we don't create a video is on Thursdays, and that is Throwback Thursday. Folks, yesterday I walked the streets in Mastic Beach and got the stories from real people, and they told their real stories to you. You hopefully got to hear them yesterday during the interviews. They will be on this video. You probably have heard them by now because they're in the beginning of this video. But those are people in Mastic Beach on Neighborhood Road that I talk to every Sunday between the hours 11 and 12, and they tell me their stories, whether it's drugs, alcohol, whatever stories they might want to tell me. I want to bring it into your living room, into your kitchen, to have you hear that there are people out there that have real stories. I will not edit anything. If it's too graphic or it has too much profanity, I will not even air it. But if you do hear one or two words that are not soothing to the ears, I will not edit that, because those are the real stories coming from the real people in a small community of Mastic Beach. Folks, I also have my other website, like Dr. Luis Gonzalez, where I will coach you. I will take you from your addiction to your recovery 24 hours at a time, and we will only tackle each day at a time. I, like Dr. Luis Gonzalez, will never, ever talk about your past. In conjunction with Dr. Luis Gonzalez, myself, and soon to be Annie Welch. She is just about ready to take her final exam. Soon to be, she will also be an addiction recovery coach. There are thousands of us here in the United States and millions probably globally. I just want to give a shout out to Annie Welch. I wish her nothing but good luck on her final exam, and I know she will do well, and I congratulate her and welcome her into the addiction recovery coaching career that she chose through Dr. Luis Gonzalez at 844-414-8444. Folks, let's dive right into this. Today, this is coming from I believe it's from the CDC, and it's called The First Year in Recovery, What to Expect. As usual, you can tell when I speak from my heart, but there are times when I have to read, so sometimes you'll have a little humor because I might mispronounce a word or two, but I also will be glancing left, right, up, and down for the reading material, so bear with me. But I don't have teleprompts like President Obama has, but maybe with enough viewers eventually I will have the budget to do that. Certainly would be nice to have a 46-inch or 60-inch TV straight behind my laptop, and I can actually read everything from there. But for now, this is my real story from me to you, coming from the CDC. When you complete treatment for substance abuse or any other addictive behavior and are beginning your recovery, you are probably a little familiar with what to expect during those first few days and weeks. But having learned a bit about what will possibly happen and actually living it are two different things. It's, I always say it's almost like on-job training. When you are fighting recovery or addiction and you're learning how to recover, every day is a new learning experience. It's something that you don't learn out of a textbook, and that was one of the reasons I didn't agree with AA, because it was just too textbook formatted. Then there's the whole what happens for the rest of the first year, what that can have you think about what to do and how to contend with it. What's the best way to sort it all out, you might be asking? Is there some kind of roadmap or guidebook that can let you know which direction to turn? What can you expect in the first year of recovery? Folks, that's what coaches are here for, like Dr. Luis Gonzalez, like myself, like soon-to-be Annie Welch. That is what we're here for. We are all here to help you, direct you on the roadmap of recovery. Everyone is different. You've heard this before, and it's all well worth repeating. Exactly how you recovery progresses will be different from everyone else who is in recovery. Everybody has their own little way of doing it. Just as your treatment progressed according to a tailored program specifically designed for you, it's reasonably to expect that according to a pace of your recovery that you said, you will very much depend on a certain roadmap that will be having to be designated either by yourself if you want to do that, or you can certainly find somebody like an addiction recovery coach or AA or a treatment center again. In other words, while you can look at how others are doing it, you also need to worry about how you are going to do it. Don't be a bystander during a game. Be a participant during the game. With that in mind, however, there are some phases of recovery during the first year that are fairly common. They may not occur according to the calendar, but sooner or later, everyone in a recovery will likely experience them, and we will discuss them. Some may go through the recovery stages more than once. If they slip and relapse or fail to do the required work, they need to learn how to dust your knees, pull yourself up, take a self-inventory, and move on. And you need to move forward. You can never go back to the old abusive ways. One of the biggest things that is very, very common with people that possibly in the first year of recovery might run into is depression. Depression is very common. Many people experience feelings of depression, the so-called blues. Blues, they have a tendency of bringing people back to drinking or doing drugs, and we need to honestly go on a positive thought of mind. Everything in life, put recovery and addiction aside, has to have a positive impact. It has to have a positive impact on you and on others. Many people experience feelings of depression, the so-called blues, during the early stages of recovery, generally considered to be the first year in recovery. That is the hardest. Actually, the first month is the hardest, but as time goes on, the first year does become easier. When depression occurs, it can not only interfere with your recovery, but also your ability to participate in treatment. Because, for an example, it's almost like your addiction is almost like a jail sentence for you, and you get a Dear John letter. Well, when you're going through recovery, it's almost like you're stuck in a place where everything has to be positive, and then suddenly you start feeling depressed, and and you don't even know which way to turn. And it's the same analogy when you get a Geo John letter when you're either in jail or in the military. You don't know which direction to turn, so you need to depend on other people, and there's no reason that you shouldn't. Let's take a particular depressive symptom, poor concentration. If you have that symptom as a result of depression, you may be unable to have more difficulty in paying attention to group therapy sessions or listening to another 12-step group member who's sharing a personal experience during that fellowship meeting, because your mind is not in the AA classroom setting. Your mind is not paying attention to whoever might be speaking. So obviously, if you're not paying attention, your mind's not with it, you're not getting the treatment information that you so desperately need. Don't be overly distressed about feeling blue during the first few weeks of recovery. And I will, I agree with that, because the first couple of weeks, with me, it wasn't the depression, it was more the temptation. So while it is normal to experience some periods of sadness of being blue in the early days of recovery, it should pass within a few weeks. As you get more involved and active in working your recovery, your thoughts will tend to be focused more on the doing and less on the thinking of the negative depression or depressive thoughts. You will concentrate more on the positive things, and we're going to discuss some of those positive things, because you know what, when you think positive, you get positive. But if you're one of those people, and I know I have them in my audience, the naysayers in life that always look for a negative, no matter what the situation is, they look for that negative, you will get negative results with negative thinking. Positive thinking, positive results. 9 months to a year. What does that mean? After 3/4 of a year and moving on up to a 1-year block in recovery, things should be smoothed out quite a bit. By now, you know the danger signs, the people, places, and things you have to avoid because of their association with the addiction. Bars, hangouts, corner street hangouts. You know when you pushed yourself too hard and need to back off a bit. Recognizing that your recovery always, and I mean always, come first, because there is nobody that can help you with your recovery other than yourself. So if you put anything else in front of that and you relapse, you are the only person that can help yourself. So put your recovery as your #1 priority every day, because you have to worry about the relapse dangers. Although it's more likely to occur the first 90 days of recovery, but relapse can happen, I know people, years later. The danger of relapse is always there. The only way to guard against relapse is to actively work your recovery each day. I work them with my videos, whether it's the beginning of the preparation for the video like all this material, reading material, the video itself, and the end, or my interviews, or my websites, or my groups. Those are actively every day participated by me. This is my recovery. This is how I battle my addiction. This is equivalent, if not a better method than AA. If not, depending on who you ask. For me, it is better, because obviously I utilize it, and if AA was better, I wouldn't be doing this. Where were we? It doesn't matter if it's the first month or month 9. When stuff happens, it sometimes happens all at once. You ever get like $5 in your pocket and you say, wow, I finally can save some? And then you get hammered with a couple bills that equals to $50 in the minus, and now you're $45 in the minus. You don't even have that $5. Well, that's what that means. When things happen, they can happen all at once. And I do believe things do happen in threes, so be careful. I mean, that's my thought. The first year of sobriety, there's no question that the first year of sobriety can be extremely an alternative time of elation. In other words, you should be happy about it. Depression, delight, or confusion, those are the things you should be a little worried about. Depression and confusion are negatives in this equation. The being elated is great, and the delighted is great too, but you have to worry about the negative aspects. You may go from being completely thrown by events and challenges to being better able to cope with daily stress opportunities, learning how to deal with the anger, overcome isolation, find joy in learning new things and meeting new people, even learning how to experience and appreciate overwhelmingly and completely unexpectedly. Happiness takes quite a bit of doing. Like anything, learning how to ride a bike, you have to put time into learning. Learning how Going to college and earning a degree, it takes 4 years. Learning how to be a better husband takes many years. Better wife takes many years. How to be a great father and mother takes years sometimes. Nothing is given to us other than our creation by the Lord. We were born with a brain. We were born with a body. It is what we utilize. We are just a vessel that God created and gave us a soul and a mind, but we need to utilize what God gave us and mature it and expand the horizons on it. But everything takes creation on your part. Everything takes education on your part. Addiction, when you learn to live with it, you need to educate yourself daily, because if you don't, you will have a relapse. Getting acquainted with schedules. Becoming accustomed to scheduling your time is critically important to getting your recovery jump-started. At first, there's a 12-step meetings or other methods that you will need to put on your daily agenda. I, for one thing, have all my videos pre-planned a week ahead of time. I have my interviews, not the people in the interviews, but the interviews themselves pre-planned on location, time, day. I have my websites, when I work on them, pre-planned. So everything has to have an agenda, and they have to be daily agendas, 24-hour agendas. Since this is an all-new period of sobriety for you, it's only natural that you feel confused, a little disoriented, fearful of what you're doing, what wrong thing you might be doing, unsure what to do, when, even how to get through the day. That's when you need the support of somebody who has been sober a little longer than you, possibly. That's when you also can rely on a coach, like Dr. Luis Gonzalez, myself, and soon to be Annie, and other thousands of people. That's where we all come in hand. Remember my websites, Clear Views and Clear Reform. CLEAR stands for Community Lessons Empower Addiction Recovery. We as a community, all of us, need to work with each other to make us all whole, to bring us all, to blossom us into a addiction recovery phase. And it's not just in the addiction category, it's humans as whole, as such. We as a community need to help each other. Schedule them 3 times a day for the first few weeks. What they're talking about and what I'm going to explain to you is this is AA saying that you should schedule your meetings a few times each day. Folks, I honestly, and this is not in any way blown up, I think about my addiction, this is no lie, about 18 hours every day. It's an average, I'm just saying that, because I'm thinking to myself, what is it that I do daily? The videos, preparation, video, finished. Then to work on my channels on YouTube. Then to work on my Google, my Twitter, my Facebook pages. Then to work on my web pages. These are all related to addiction recovery. You're talking a lot of hours. So if you minimally want to start with 3 times a day, perfect. The good news is that there are 12-step groups everywhere in all 50 states and many in foreign countries. So if you're watching me, I know I have a military following. You folks in some of the NATO countries might be watching me, or some of the Middle Eastern countries might be watching me, and some even down in southern from me, in the southern states, that is, might be watching me. But AA is everywhere. It's been around since 1936. I never ever say it's not going to work for you, because it probably could, but it depends on you. Me, I needed something different. Another vital step in your early weeks of recovery is to find a sponsor, which we just spoke about, or an addiction coach, which we also just spoke about. Go to a few meetings and see how you relate to various individuals that you might consider asking to be your sponsor. And folks, if you find a sponsor and you don't feel comfortable with that sponsor, by all means, be politically correct, but fire your sponsor. And I say that as a joke, the fire part, but find a different sponsor. Why do you need a sponsor or a coach so soon? That's a good question, because from day one, you need to have a crutch, somebody to lean on, somebody to go to advice, somebody that you can talk to that possibly knows what you're going through. Your sponsor or your coach is not your therapist, and I'm not. However, and does undertake the responsibility, you still need to see your therapist if you want to continue care, aftercare as part of your overall treatment. If you have issues from your past, you need to see a counselor and a therapist. I am here as your coach. A sponsor is there as somebody to lean on. That's what we do. If not, you do have some issues still to work out, call your treatment facility and ask for a referral if you cannot find a therapist or a counselor. Don't forget that your return home has caused a major shift in family situation. People might look at you a little differently, and that's okay. You deal with it. Now that you come home, there is a daily routine of the family that may factor into your recovery schedule. You can't allow your recovery to be jeopardized because you feel obligated to jump right back into the situation that you are not prepared to jump back into. Do not go into the old ways again. Caution. To avoid hard feelings and misunderstandings, have a conversation with your spouse, your partner, right away about the importance of keeping to your recovery schedule. Folks, I put my wife always first. But my wife and my recovery are equal. They are equal. I need to make sure that I constantly push myself towards my recovery, because nobody else will for me. And I'm telling you folks right now, do not expect somebody to keep pushing you, because people don't want to have to push you. This is something that you, yes you, need to do on your own. Schedules in the first 3 months will start becoming easier to deal with after the first few weeks. If you have a job, you're likely to be returning to it shortly after you return home from a treatment center. This will probably be somewhat stressful, and there are a lot of conflicting emotions you will likely encounter when you get back to your job and interact with your boss and co-workers. Give yourself time to get readjusted, and don't judge how they might react. Just go with the flow, smile, and think positive. Don't go overboard by tackling projects and assignments all at once. Folks, that's one of my biggest problems. I see so many things going on sometimes in my own life with projects and things to do and deadlines and customer service for the optical side of my business, that I sometimes get overwhelmed, but I'm getting better and I'm learning how to deal with that a little bit. And we're going to talk about time management in another segment, another show of Taking Your Life Back. Don't ever become overconfident. You need to avoid overconfidence. When you're about 6 months into your recovery, if things have been going fairly smoothly for you, it's quite possible that you might start to feel a little bit overconfident. Don't become cocky. You may think, for example, that you can take a chance and go out with your former drinking buddies again. You can't. I don't think you ever can unless they accept the fact, and you do not drink alcohol, accept the fact that you don't have to drink to have a good time with your buddies. Go back to one of my videos, 10 mocktails. A mocktail is a cocktail that mocks a cocktail with no alcohol. The recipes are right there. You may think, for an example, that you can take a chance and go out with your former drinking buddies again just once. You may tell yourself that you'll just have a coffee or a sparkling water, but the odds that you will be able to stick to this and resolve this situation are slim to zero, to none. Don't be tempted. It's simply not worth the risk, because once you have a relapse, you start all over. I'm not saying you lost anything, because you only gained some sort of sobriety, but the psychological warfare that will play on you, because the plateaus that you reach each and every 24 hours you continue sobriety are milestones that you have reached, that you put so much hard work daily. Folks, if I decided to even drink one time in my life again, I would lose everything that I've sweat to create. I have created a couple websites, different pages. I have YouTube acknowledging the fact that I get lots of clicks. That we now have commercials on them, and then per click I get a certain amount of pennies, but they add up after a couple clicks. But I've worked so hard to create this, but would I not, if I even had a drink and got on this video in front of this camera tomorrow, be a hypocrite to sit here and tell you what not to do if I'm doing it? Shame on me if I did that, and I won't do that. So this is the first year in recovery, what to expect. You have to know that everyone is different. You've heard this before, and it's well worth repeating. Exactly how your recovery progresses will be different from everyone else who is in recovery. Everybody has a different action plan. You might use AA and its 12-step program and then 90 meetings in 90 days and they're reading out of the big book. You might do that. You might utilize my methods, which would be directly working off websites, educating yourselves through videos, hitting the streets and interviewing people, creating your own videos. You might do that, or you might be at a point where you need to go into an inpatient or outpatient treatment center. Whatever treatment you choose to utilize, you need to know that it's different for everybody. But folks, what it really comes down to, two things. If it's AA, my methods, whatever methods, or a treatment center, two things have to happen. Number one is you have to reach to your higher power, no matter which way you want to go for your treatment. And number two is that we all reach the goal of sobriety. But you can have God in your life and not worry about addiction. But you cannot have an addiction and learn to live with it without having God. God has to guide and direct you, because if you knew how to guide and direct your life so good, how, and I repeat, how did it crumble around you? How did it allow you to get so addicted uncontrollably that you finally hit rock bottom and you had to reach to God in the first place? Remember the analogy. It's not even an analogy, it's a true fact, actually. God created you as a perfect human. It is what your parents did with you from the ages of 0 to 18 and what you did from 18 and beyond that creates your book of life. Every year in your life is a chapter in your book of life. Your parents are designated by God to help you write your chapters between 0 birth and 18. Then at 18 you run and just keep writing the other chapters. Remember, folks, you have the beginning of the book and the end, your birth and your death. What's in between are the most important chapters that you can write. And what's here today, October 14th, 2014, and here on to your death are the most important, because you can't change the past. But you can today, October 14, 2014, start changing the future. That is the wonderful thing. And that's the wonderful thing about God, that He is willing to forgive no matter what you've done, as long as you ask for forgiveness and His guidance and direction. As long as you live your life in a way that God will help you guide and direct you. And as long as you have learned that you need, no matter what, to be guided and directed. It all starts in your home, if you're a parent watching me or a grandparent, on how you raise your children, how their chapters in their book from 0 to 18 will end up. If you're a parent or a grandparent or legal guardian, and you do smoke and drink and use profanity and physically abuse your partner in front of your children, you are creating those chapters in their book of life between 0 and 18 to include smoking, drinking, profanity, and physical abuse. You're creating that in their book. So when they, at 18, take over and write their own chapters, they will continue writing exactly what they've seen, because children are like monkeys see, monkey do. That's the theory. They look at you as their hero and their role model. So if you drink, smoke, use profanity, and physically abuse in front of your children for 18 years, expect them to go out in the open into society and blend right in, because that's what they'll be most comfortable with out there, because you created that. But let's put it on the other hand, turn it around, and you showed nothing but love, respect, compassion, and emotion in your own household. For the first 18 years, you have created 18 chapters in your children's, grandchildren's book of life that included love, respect, emotion, and compassion. So when they go out, hopefully, that's what they'll take along. Hopefully. But if they veer off and go a separate way after 18, know this, that you have done everything possible to be that role model that God wanted you to be the hero that the children see in you. But don't let the children be camouflaged thinking that you're a hero if you're smoking, drinking, using profanity, or physically abusing someone. If you need to smoke, smoke outside. If you need to drink, do it outside your home. If you need to use that trashy bathroom language, do it in the bathroom. Better that, don't do it at all in the house. And if you physically abuse, whether it's your husband, wife, partner, grandparents, children, you need therapy and counseling. And if you are watching, you're the victim of physical abuse, you need to call the authorities, 911, immediately. It is better to have your loved one that is abusing you taken out in handcuffs, seek treatment, and hopefully become better and come back to you as a whole person, a new person, than to have the authorities come to your home and take you out in a body bag. That is irreversible. Death cannot come back. Only Jesus came back to life. You will not. Not in this lifetime, at least. You will not. So if you're being physically abused and your so-called loved one is doing it to you, call the authorities right now. Call the authorities. Be the role model. Help write your book. I want to go over my book really quick because I haven't said it in a long time and I need to constantly let people know, my new viewers. My book of life started in 1961 in Göttingen, Germany. I was born there. My book of life then took me to the next chapters into United States. Next chapters back to Germany to grow up a little bit, going to school. Next chapters coming back to Long Island, New York. 1972 I came back. Came back as a 11-year-old boy. Then my parents continued writing my chapters in my book of life. At the age of 17, I took over my chapters in my book of life. I went into college. 1981 into the Marine Corps. In 1981, while I was in the Marine Corps, my chapter in my book of life included a chaplain asking me to become a lay reader. A lay reader is a liaison between the recruits and the chaplain, like an addiction coach, between addiction and recovery. During my time in boot camp, I was the lay reader to the chaplain. I think I can clearly say it today that it was God's plan in 1981 to mold me as the years go on, and I'll explain why, into becoming this addiction coach. This, today, me. 1981, lay reader. 1982, overseas a few times on NATO floats, which are Navy vessels. 1983, we were deployed to the Mediterranean float into Beirut, Lebanon. October 1983, we had a barracks bombing. God spared my life. Yes, I was injured. Yes, they flew me onto a ship and sewed me up, but God spared me. 1983, because he had bigger plans for me. My chapters in my book of life, I'm going to fast forward from 83 now to 2009, always included that I was good to other people, I was always warm-hearted, and always wanted to help, but included alcoholism. 2009, again, my job, what does it entail? It's helping others. Every month I would fly from Virginia to Alaska for 10 to 12 days into the Arctic Circle, providing eye care and eyewear to Eskimos and veterans up there. That's what I would do. But in 2009, another accident. Again, God spared me from certain death. 3 years of physical therapy and workman's comp. And during those 3 years, my alcoholism became worse because I now wasn't working. I was home watching TV and eating potato chips and drinking over and over and over, escalating from a couple of shots a day to up to 15 shots of vodka a day. 2011, God tested me, tapped me on my shoulder, said, please continue helping others. So my wife and I created Mastic Beach Outreach 2011. And what that was is to help the elder folks, the handicapped folks, and the poor people, help them with food, services, and clothing. But my alcoholism was more important to me than helping. Deep down inside, yes, there was a good Ralph helping people, but the alcoholism was out of there. So God continuously let me write my own chapters. 2013, my whole life crashed around me, literally crumbled, because I knew I could not keep going at the pace I was going with the drinking without either overdosing or killing myself. It is now 2013 that I reached up to God and I asked for guidance and direction. It was then that God finally took that shield he protected around me, or he had around me to protect me from certain death. Because besides the 2 accidents I had, I could have had 2 to 3 overdoses. He protected me at least 4 or 5 times from certain death. And he said, Ralph, now that you've reached out to me and you've admitted and acknowledged you have a disease and that you want to learn to live with it and you want to fight it, now I want you to seek what I told you in 1981 you would do for the rest of your life. Yes, I've been in the optical field for 30 years, but that is not my calling. That is a job. My calling is to go out and help those who have the same disease I have, the same addictions I have, and other addictions like drugs. Out of nowhere, God introduced me to Dr. Luis Gonzalez from Starting Point at 844-414-8444. Out of nowhere. I'm in New York and he's in Minnesota. Out of nowhere. Dr. Luis Gonzalez from Starting Point and I chatted a few times, and I decided to go through his educational program, finished it, graduated, and God's big plan in 81 happened in 2014. And I sit here humbly in front of you to tell you that God in 1981 knew that I was going to be an addiction recovery coach. Because when I was in 81 a lay reader, that is an equivalent to an addiction recovery coach. A lay reader and addiction recovery coach are so similar because we don't just concentrate on just addiction or just on the spiritual side. We concentrate on the life coaching, on the positive coaching, and eliminating negative coaching. That was God's plan for me. That are the chapters that are in my book of life. What are your chapters going to be like today, starting October 14, 2014, and on? Will you start rewriting the chapters? Or can I even help you write some of your chapters? And if I can, you can text me at 631-599-0218. You can email me at clearreform, that's CLEARREFORM.com. At yahoo.com. You can call me at 844-405-HELP. You can go on any one of my pages. I have 3 pages and an open group just on Facebook alone, and that is Clear Views, Clear Reform, and on the open group it's Clear Reform. You can Twitter, Dogpile, Dig, Google, Yahoo. YouTube has 163 videos. Just type in my name, Ralf Friedrichs, Friedrichs, in YouTube. And I do ask for anyone that watches these videos, please subscribe to my channel on YouTube. Please, just do that for me. Because it is important that each and every video has an impact on one other person other than me. I want to be able to save 2 people daily, and I guarantee you I save myself daily. Just one other person. Out of the thousands that watch me, if I could just save one, I would be more than happy if I saved everyone. But realistically, just if I can help one other person, if I just send that one message to one person that hits home, that is important. When you go to bed tonight, folks, when you take your shoes, your sneakers, your slippers off, and you put them by the edge of your bed, so tomorrow morning you can get right back into them. Do me a favor and push your shoes, sneakers, or slippers under your bed, halfway under. You're probably saying, well, why? Because tomorrow morning when you wake up and you want to go and get those shoes, sneakers, or slippers, you need to go on your knees and pull them from under your bed. And while you're on your knees, thank your Lord, your God, for another day that He is allowing you on this beautiful earth. For every breath you take, folks, there is someone somewhere taking their last breath. As I'm sitting here doing this video, people are just taking their last breath. For every time you blink or open and close your eyes, there's somebody closing your eyes for the last time. And folks, I keep telling everyone, you have to start learning to share with others. When I say learning, I'm not saying it's an educational thing, but when I say learning, it's because we have so much individually that we own compared to some of the third world countries, that if we just gave 1% of what we have to somebody who has nothing, not only will it build up your self-esteem, not only will it make you feel better, not only will God appreciate you for doing it, but you just might have made somebody else's life that 1% better just by sharing a little bit. If you have a loaf of bread and you know you're only going to eat a half a loaf and then the other loaf ends up in the garbage, why not give that half a loaf to someone? If you have $1 or $2, give it to someone in need. If you see an old neighbor trying to cut their grass, go out there and help them. When I say share, it doesn't have to be in monetary. It doesn't have to be in merchandise. I'm talking about share. It could be in working for them for free. Share you with them. Share you with them. My wife and I just came back and we saw a movie today. And the movie was called, I believe, The Judge. Morton Downey Jr. and I forget the other actors. He's a popular actor. But anyway, quite sad. And the reason I bring this up is because Morton Downey Jr. is one of the most inspirational recovered, or people going through recovery of addiction. Most inspirational. He's an idol to me because I look at myself like him. Because and for me to put myself on his level is a little scary, but I'm going to make that leap. We, Morton Downey Jr. and myself, are perfect proof how you can turn your life around. Because it's all here, mind and body, and your higher power. That's all it is. There is no book that can make you stop drinking and doing drugs. There is no treatment that can make you stop doing alcohol or doing drugs. It is only you that can do it. Only you. You are the captain of this vessel, your body. That's your vessel. You are the captain. What you do with your body is controlled by you. No matter what disease, unless it's a terminal disease, it's fightable. You can fight addiction. But you need to have a soldier on your side, and that is God. You need to have him on your side. He will change your whole life like you wouldn't even, I couldn't even imagine to tell you. Folks, I used to be one of these people that used to look at other people that always said, I depend on God for anything, paying my bills. Or, I should really say it this way, they always more or less say, we'll pray about it. Things always work out with God. Now if you're like, come on. You think Cablevision's going to really take that as a payment? But folks, I will tell you right now, as I sit here, that ever since I started reaching out to God, things are happening left and right in my life that I know surely would never have happened. They could be very small or they can be big, but they're only possible through the power of God. It's funny because my sister was in the car with my mother and they were looking at one of my videos, and my sister said, Ralph, are you a preacher? I am not a preacher. What I am here to tell you is that God has to be part of your life, with addiction or not. He has to be part of your life. He has to be part of your life. It's simple. We can only control so much in our life. I truly believe that even people that have stage 4 cancer, that are given a couple months, still have that little hope that there might be a miracle from God, because God is capable of doing it. I truly believe that. You put your faith in God and you'll be amazed of the difference in your life. You know, I sit here and I think to myself, how else can I really say it? But there isn't any other way to say it. If you put your faith in God, you will see overflowing differences in your life. I am not a preacher, but I am a believer. And I truly believe that your addiction will be beat. You will live with it as long as you do two things, and that is for you to have the drive to do it, the willpower to do it, and you include the Almighty God. Those two will make you a better person. That I promise you. If each and every day you let the sunshine into your heart and into your home, you will see nothing but positive results. And the same goes with God. If you let your God into your heart and into your home, you will see nothing but overflowing differences in your life. And for the naysayers around you and the negative people around you, you need to avoid them, because negative people give negative results. Your day is as good as you want it to be each and every day. Nobody dictates how your day should go. Nobody tells you you have to drink. Nobody tells you you have to smoke crack. Only you do that. As much as only you do that, only you can stop it. Let today, October 14th, be the best day the rest of your life. Let today, October 14th, be the day I help you take your life back. Remember, a sober today guarantees you a better tomorrow. When the sunshine and God in your heart and your home, you will get nothing but positive results. That I promise you. That I promise you. I hope today's segment was quite interesting for you, and I hope to God that there is one other person besides me that I impacted with my video, because I really, truly need for anyone out there to be impacted. The only way I know any impacts are out there from my videos is a simple text, 631-599-0218, a simple email at CLEARREFORM at Yahoo, or you can Yahoo me directly at Ralf.Friedrichs, Friedrichs at yahoo.com, or go on Facebook and messenger me there. You can find me at clearviews.info, Clear Reform, an open group with 234 members at Clear Reform. Folks, you can also call my helpline if you direly need help now, or you just want to say hello. 844-405. What better phone number than to end with help? 844-405-HELP. Call me, because the only way I'm going to know how to help you is for you to get in touch with me, because I don't know you, but everybody seems to be getting to know me. Go to YouTube, type in Ralf, R-A-L-F, Friedrichs, Friedrichs, and you will find 163 videos of mine touching almost every subject. But if there's a subject that you want me to touch on a video, just email me or call me. If you want to be interviewed, email or call me. You don't have to show your face. We'll do an audio. Email or call me, but it's up to you. A sober today guarantees a better tomorrow. And as always, I tell you every single day, let the sunshine into your heart and your home, and include God into your heart and your home. You will have nothing but overflowing positive results. Have a great day, but more importantly, have a sober day and a sober week, and God bless you.
Take your life back.